Welcome to Attack on Titan. I am super late on this season, but I'm so excited. I haven't watched the first 3 seasons in a while, so I had to rewatch to catch myself up. And I have no idea what the fuck is going on. Is this something from the past, or what? Not gonna lie, the 3rd season of Attack on Titan kind of confused me as to like how the whole founding Titan thing works. But I'm doing my best to follow along here. So this must be what's going on across the sea, right? Yeah, who are you guys? Someone explain this to me. What? Okay, so I'm recognizing some of these things, like Eldian and Marley, and I just don't know when this is supposed to be. Relax. What are you doing? Oh, what? Is that supposed to be, am I the only one thinking, like, one of the best parts of animes is the intro? Like, usually it's so good. I also try not to pay too close attention to the intro, because I noticed there's a lot of spoilers in anime intros pretty frequently. Ooh, okay. This is quickly becoming one of my favorites for the Attack on Titan intros. The other side of the sea. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely not gonna be our main characters. Yeah. Anti-Titan cannons? Why didn't they ever make that on the island? I mean, I suppose they didn't quite have as many resources or people or something, but... I mean, to be fair, I've seen Eren get his ass kicked quite a few times, but... Sure. I do really love the dark imagery of Attack on Titan. This show gets really dark sometimes. Are you serious? Dude, that's so shitty. Your only worth is to die as cannon fodder for us. Like, fuck that. I can't tell if they're trying to trick me or if they're trying to tell me something. This show does that all the fucking time. Sure, give it a whirl. Relax, okay? I like your plan. I like your bravery. Well, I know you're not the one to get it. I'm trying to wrap my head around so many things right now. Ooh, some subterfuge. Smart. Smart. I don't see how she's not gonna die right here, though. Probably should shoot her. I can't tell whose side I'm supposed to be on. Well, shit. That worked pretty damn well. No, don't run out there. It was her decision. I would not do that. What the hell? Whoa, what is... the fuck kind of Titan is that? We've never seen that kind of Titan before. Am I wrong in thinking that? Oh, I recognize you. Oh, fuck. So there's Reiner and, how do you pronounce the other dude's name? Zeke or Zeke? What is this Titan? I feel like it looks familiar, but I also have no clue what the fuck it is. I recognize that one. I really dislike that one. That's the one that saved the Beast Titan. Just came out of fucking nowhere. I don't think he cares about that. Yeah, kind of figured. Get away from what? What are they doing exactly? Why are they all wrapped up like that? Oh, that's a pretty good plan, actually. Not gonna lie. Pretty solid plan. But then you gotta deal with all the Titans. Oh, fuck that, dude. Titans are so goddamn creepy. It's so disturbing. So wait, did they inject them all with the serum that turned him, or did he like have some kind of power to turn them? It's like right when he yelled, they all seemed to turn. That was kind of weird. Damn, like seriously though, why don't they have these weapons on the island? Like I'm sure there's a logical reason, but goddamn, seems way better than the typical way of dealing with them. I hate you so much, like you don't understand. Maybe I'll change my mind at some point. I hate Reiner so much. Damn. Holy shit. I hate him, but that was pretty badass. That was pretty cool. I would say I hate him more than I do the Armored Titan. It was really nice watching Levi just wreck your shit up, dude. Are you gonna play some more baseball? You just love doing that. Yes, you are. Well, that seemed to have done it. That was pretty sick. Oh, come on, that's the end already. Come on, don't leave me on such a shitty cliffhanger. I don't know how to feel, man. There's still so many questions. I feel like other people probably figured out way more from that episode than I just did, but so I'm very confused. I'm sure that's kind of the point that they're going for. It seems like they're really enjoying the fact that they're seemingly taking the show in like a completely different direction. I'm sure at some point we are going to get back to our main characters, but it almost feels like this episode is saying, actually, all those people we just followed for 3 seasons are not the main characters, these people are. At the very least, they're saying, well, we have some new main characters for you to follow before we get back to the ones that you're familiar with. Which I think is a really risky move, but I actually enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. Despite that, I am so utterly confused. I cannot tell if this is a flashback to before the events of the main show. I can't tell if this is happening during that big time jump at the very end of season 3. If I had to take a guess, I would say this is happening during the time jump. But they're really... like, I can see the writers just sitting there going, no one's gonna know what the fuck is happening. It drives me kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's a bold move, and I think a really, honestly, a really cool move to make for the final season, to start it off in such a bewildering way, and to show you the other side. Like, this is definitely what Eren and all of the main characters that we've known, like, this is the enemy. But I just get the feeling we're gonna hit a point in this show where they're gonna be like, just so you know, you've been rooting for the wrong people the whole time. Because they were always really trying to force that with Reiner and Berthold especially. They're like, you think we want to do this? We have to do this. Like, we have to do these horrible things in order to save the world and, you know, find peace among our people. Which I still... to me, it falls on deaf ears. Like, fuck Berthold, fuck Reiner. I'm glad Berthold's dead. I don't know, this is one of those things where I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to speculate anything until we've gotten at least a couple episodes in, because I just don't know. I hope I'm not just being really slow and other people are like, oh, it's so obvious. I knew it as soon as I watched it. If you did, I'm sorry. Post a comment and help me out here, unless it's a spoiler for something that's going to happen in a future episode. Like, you know, let me figure it out the way I'm supposed to. And who the fuck was that Titan with the mask on? Like, I know they said the name was Galliard, but I'm like, did they ever mention that name before and I'm just completely forgetting? Like, what in the fuck? Ooh, that I didn't even realize. They said at one point in the episode that, you know, certain mistakes is what led to them losing the Colossal and the female Titan. So this must be like what's happening now, or, you know, at least in that time jump. because they have to be referring to the fact that Annie is still captured, and that Armin is now the Colossal Titan, and they lost Bertholdt. So this has to be, like, currently. So is that really what Reiner looks like now? He grew up fucking fast. If that's the case, my hatred just doubled once again. Like, I still hate him so much. I hate him and the Beast Titan so much. The Marlians, in general, I'm like, fuck you people. But again, I guarantee at some point they're gonna be like, surprise, motherfucker. You should have been rooting for them. As for the main 4 new characters that we got, I actually like them a lot. Falco seems pretty cool, you know, the empath of the group, I suppose, which is always welcome. Gabby was pretty hilarious, completely full of herself, but like that's what made her so funny most of the time. Udo seemed pretty funny, almost like a less shy version of Armin, and I don't remember the name of the other girl. We didn't really get much of anything with her in this episode. But that little preview at the very end kind of confirmed, like, we're going to be staying with these characters at least for a little while. I'm hoping not the entire season, to be totally honest. Like, I do want to get back to Eren and Mikasa and everyone, like, sooner rather than later. But if they're going to give us, you know, the other side of the story sooner rather than later, I do prefer that. Like, if they had spent most of the season with our main characters and then later on decided, all right, now hold on, let's go back and see what's going on with these guys, that would have really bothered me. So if we're gonna get all that stuff now, I'm cool with it. I'm definitely okay with it. Cinematography, well, I suppose I can't even say cinematography if it's an animation. So animation, it was really good. It does seem like they're definitely using more like CG and like 3D models than they did in like the first season or two. Actually, I would just say the first season is when they really didn't use a lot of that. But I think it's blended together pretty well. It looks better than it did in season 3, in my opinion. Season 3 was great, but there were a lot of moments where they used like CG models that like really pulled me out of it. There were some pretty gorgeous moments of imagery in this episode, even though it was like really haunting, like war style imagery. It was done very effectively, particularly towards the later part of the episode when all the Titans dropped down from the sky. Just like how horrific it was for both sides, honestly. Like seeing all those people transformed into Titans against their will and used as bait was pretty fucked up, but also pretty badass. I still really hate that Titan with like the horse face or whatever the fuck he is. He really bothers me. I don't even know who he is. The music in this episode was like spectacular. The score was really epic, really, really emotional. Like it fit those moments so well. Sometimes it almost seemed like it was trying to make you think like, wow, this is amazing, when in fact what you're looking at is like really fucked up. And I kind of like how conflicting that is. Not to mention the more synthesized, like electronic parts of the music are just badass, like they have kind of always been on the show. And goddamn, I love that intro too. It's definitely one of the best intros they've done for the show. And visually, it's way different than anything else because it's a lot of just war imagery. And as far as I could tell, I did not see our main characters in there. Like to me, it seems like they're trying to tell you like, hey, this whole season's not going to be about the characters you know so well, which I don't believe, but it seems like that's what they're trying to get you to believe. And I think to further encourage people that that's the case, I do not think we're going to see Eren, Mikasa, Levi, Armin, any of those people for like a while. I could see it being like 10 episodes straight of just this stuff, which I think would be a mistake, but I could see it happening. As for the voice acting, I think my number one in this episode was probably Ayane Sakura, I think is how you pronounce it. The woman who voiced Gabby, she really got me good. She quickly became not a favorite of mine, but the most welcome addition of the new characters. She kind of reminds me of Hanji in like a slight way. Just like the mad scientist kind of vibe I'm getting from it, although I don't think Hanji is quite as egotistical. I mean, she definitely has her moments, so you can make an argument. But yeah, I think she probably did the best out of everyone in this episode. And as for the editing and pacing, it was actually very fast-paced, almost too fast-paced, because they're just throwing like all kinds of exposition at you that I think they intentionally know people are not going to fully understand. But because it's intentional and because they're, trying to throw the audience off right now, I think it's actually pretty great pacing, because again, they're just kind of throwing you into a whole new scenario and being like, get ready, this season is the final one and it's gonna be different. So I think it was a good choice. Overall, I'm gonna give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I want to give it a little higher, but to be totally honest, the utter confusion I have for like everything going on right now is kind of detracting from it just a little bit. Like, on one hand, I love that they're toying with me at this point, but on the other, I'm like, come on, man, like I've invested so much time into this show, and just when I think I've got it figured out, you throw me into some brand new bullshit that I just don't know anything about. I kind of love it and I hate it, but overall I think the episode was great. Very strong start to the final season. I'm hoping it just continues to build on all kinds of different things. Like, I really want to see this show end on a high note, because it truly is one of the best animes I've seen in terms of it just gets better and better and better. And there's a lot of people that feel that way about a lot of different animes just because the action gets cooler. But in terms of the story just getting more and more layered and continuing to surprise me in ways that are not just for shock value, but genuinely make you rewatch the whole show in a completely different light, like, this is definitely one of the best. I really love it. And I'm sure there's going to be someone who's like, well, you haven't seen this, or this anime. Okay. List it in the comments for me. I'll watch it, whatever. For me, this is one of the better ones I've seen. But yeah, I'm very excited for the next episode. There's no reason for me not to just kind of crank these out, but I have a lot of other shows I'm watching, so it'll probably be at least a couple days before I watch that next episode, but I will be getting back to this. I cannot wait to finally finish up the, series finale of this show. It's gonna be good. It is gonna be good. At least I hope so. So I'll see you all then. And that's about it.